Well, welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today I'm playing with our AMC 325 Max Bore 304. After having our cam failure on the Pontiac, I decided I'm going to put some different lubrication on the cam and lifters on this, and I'm going to modify a set of valve covers so that I can break this thing on the engine stand. I can verify lifter push rod rotation and basically give it a nice easy break-in in a controlled environment that's not back in the car already. It's a pretty nice setup. It's a 125 over. Basically, it's a Jeep 4-liter piston in a 304 block with 360 heads. So I'm pretty excited to see what this thing does, and we're going to stick it in Austin's AMX under the exact same carb that's on his 304, so it'll give us some pretty reasonable performance numbers once we put it on the dyno. As soon as I finish up this Nova that I've been tuning the dual quads on, I'm going to stick Austin's Nova up on there, and we'll dial in his carb, give me a little more practice on a single carb tuning, which would be good for me to be able to learn more data. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull these extra tall covers off so that I can modify some old stock covers for visual reference. And I'm going to pull the lifters out. I'm going to lube them up with a different lube because I pulled the intake off this thing and there's no lube on the cam anymore. You probably can't see it down in there, but completely dry from sitting. So we're going to put some better lubrication on that cam. Basically, I think the lubrication, the cam lube that comes in these packs with these camshafts, basically if it's going to sit more than like overnight, you need to take that red cam lube and throw it in the trash and put something else on it that's going to hold up and stay stuck to the cam and lifters. So let's take this back apart, even though we just put it together. Those sexy PRW rocker assemblies. This cam hasn't been broken in yet. Not much of any oil residue on my cam or lifters from the initial assembly lube, so I'm going to use some stuff that's a lot thicker. This stuff defies gravity. Nice and thick. I'm probably going to do this to my AMC 258 inline 6 engine as well, because it's been sitting for a really long time. I guess there's not any lube on that cam either. Engine assembly lube. Super thick, high moly content. So I need to call Mike, ask him if I should remove the inner springs on this for break-in, especially since I'm using 1/6 rockers. Well, I laid a nice tall bead of RTV down. These gaskets are really thick on this AMC setup. I glue dried to hold my gaskets in place. Intake's clean, the camshaft's lubed up, and there's still lube on the cam after a few days, so that's good. Let's drop this intake down on here, lock it down. I actually picked up a Mallory Unilite distributor, and I've got brand new bronze gear on it, so I'm going to run that on this for the engine break-in. And it's time to move this thing towards a stand, so let's see if we can make this thing make noise in the next day or two. Looks like we've got compression on our end seal. I think this side will be alright as well. So let's tighten it down. Give me a minute. So I ended up scoring a really nice Mallory Unilite distributor. It's a 3-wire pickup, one engine ground, and then positive and negative side of your coil. I was looking at it, and I noticed they put a flat into the lower boss and put an oiling hole in there, so when this gear is being driven, there's oil's going to be able to go up in there and come down and lubricate the bushing and the gear as this thing's running. So it should actually improve distributor and cam gear life, which is one of the big downfalls of this engine, is poor maintenance and distributor drive gear failures. The factory style one doesn't have any provision for that. It's got a spot where you could drill it and grind a flat on it. It's actually got an injection hole close to where the Mallory one is. But I don't know, little things that make stuff better. We put one of these Mallory, Unilite distributors in Austin's Pontiac, and it's been a really good unit. Having the filter is very important. That's that. So I'm going to drop this distributor in. Same firing order as Chevrolet V8s, small block, big block, so that's easy. And I will be doing my thermostat housing because it's drying. I painted it black like the other accessory pieces. Straightforward, that'll work. Place the diaphragm anywhere that works for us. I like that for my distributor position. Number one, straightforward, which is what the schematics call for. Got my pin. Perfect. That's a nice setup. I like it. As long as it works. Let's see if I can find my distributor hold down, and we will get that installed. The distributor will be locked down. So I've got room for the hose. I could rotate it to there as long as my water outlet's not going to bother me. I could rotate it down. On those. Alright, distributor hold down, a couple hoses, some headers, a flywheel, put this thing on the stand. Coming soon to a engine test run stand near you.
And that's basically where we're going to let this episode end. At this point in time, the engine is assembled. The hoses are on. We've got upper and lower radiator hoses. We did steal a radiator out of one of the other AMXs, so we're going to be able to run with the radiator and with the radiator shroud. Obviously the fan is already on here. We did find a distributor hold down bracket for it so that's already good. We will definitely be playing with the timing while we're getting this thing done. We're probably going to do that on the actual chassis dyno though. I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to break this thing in. I happen to have a 650 vacuum secondary carburetor that I got from Jegs, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point in time, that I haven't been using. It's sitting on the floor in there. So we're going to bolt that on here and be able to break the motor in on that so that I don't have to take the one off of my car. And then when this motor is ready to do the swap-aroo, we'll get that done. But we do want to test and tune that car as it sits right now with that carburetor on it on our chassis dyno, so we can compare apples to apples with this swap to be able to make sure that everything is good and see exactly how much power we pick up with the 325 versus the 304 that's in there now. This does have the tall valve covers on it because we did use the PRW rocker assemblies. They're 1/6 rockers, and there is some concern about whether or not those rockers will clear factory valve covers. However, we are very concerned about flattening out a camshaft. If you happen to have watched the recent video we did with the Pontiac V8 break-in and it destroyed a camshaft, the way we got around that and the way we made sure that everything was fine with it is Rich cut some holes in the valve covers in order to be able to see those push rods turning. Well, we don't really want to destroy a brand new set of chrome valve covers that are the higher valve covers. So what I think we're going to do is we've got an old set of these guys, which are original factory guys, and I think we're going to do kind of a pie cut setup on this. So we're going to cut the side of it all the way up to the top and then kind of peel it back and then maybe put some metal in there, put a metal strip in there and then punch that. Or maybe we'll just open it up and we'll see what it is. The idea is we want to be able to see those push rods turning, and if they're not turning, then we know we've got ourselves a problem before we create a massive problem and end up having to tear the whole dang thing back down again like we did with the Pontiac. So we want to avoid that. I think that's the way we're going to do it with those valve covers. Now the last little bit that we didn't really deal with and that we thought we had licked was exhaust. This motor is, as it sits, basically ready to go. We just needed to put a set of headers on it, and I had already purchased a set of headers, and I thought we were good. However, as soon as I took them out of the box today, we've noticed what we have as a problem. You can see these things are quite a bit beaten up. Somebody was attempting to put these in a chassis, and they didn't fit. Came in a brown box instead of a Hedman box, and did come with a set of Hedman gaskets, but did not come with the hardware. Should have come with the header bolts. So clearly somebody kind of hornswoggled us. I've been hornswoggled, and so fortunately, Jegs happen to have a set in stock, and it comes in this lovely white and red box. So that's going to be all brand new set of headers, brand new gaskets, brand new bolts. We'll get that part set up. I've got mufflers as well if we want to run this thing with mufflers on it, but I think we're going to probably break it in just with the long two headers. And we've got everything else to be able to get the cooling situation figured out. We'll run it exactly the same way we did with the Pontiac, with a fuel can off to the side. And I think we're going to be fine. I think that's all we really need to worry about. The last little bits we're waiting on some distributor stuff, some wiring for the ignition. And we'll get everything else bolted up together. We've got the flywheel already sitting here that's over there. We've got our bell housing down here. Starter, I may have to pick up a new starter, or we'll steal the one off of my car that's already on it. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure out how that works. But at this point in time, it's basically ready to go. So the next time you see the AMC MaxBore 304, it will be on that engine run stand right there and firing up. That's the plan. It's been a long time coming, and I do apologize. We have been unable to get a lot of this stuff finished and move forward because of the amount of work that we have going on in the shop. Rich has had a whole lot of things going on in his life. I have a whole lot of things going on in my life, so there's just been a lot of things that have kind of been dragging down on a lot of our productivity. as far as with project kind of stuff goes, at least with our project kind of stuff. But you will see that here very, very shortly. That will be up and running in the next couple of days, and we'll bring that to you quickly. And then cycle that thing in here, get it on the dyno, see where we are on the motor that's in there now, and then we'll swap over to this guy. And you'll, of course, see the whole thing. So thank you very much for being here, folks. We really do appreciate you guys supporting us and tuning into what it is we do here. We're just a small town shop in Central Ohio that works on a lot of cool stuff. You know, we do normal stuff to be able to pay the bills, things like this. But we do get to work on a lot of cool stuff also, and that's kind of what everybody's here for. So we will continue to try to do that. Hopefully you guys will continue to put up with our stuff and watch our things. So thanks for being here, folks. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.